Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or morning, depending where you live, around the world. I hope you like my Slayer top. Guys, it's Nightwish time. I'm going to give you all my Nightwish albums, favourite albums, from worst to best, and I've just got to get out there that Nightwish are one of the best musical acts in the world. They are one of the best bands I've ever seen live. It's just an experience that good, that much of an experience that I just want to share this with you. Kai Haysho's Drumstick, which I caught at the Manchester Arena. I've done it in the best tip for doing this is don't just jump forward to catch it, stand back and watch it come. It was like a movie. It just came, I caught it, and yes, and I put it on their Instagram and now Facebook. Hughesy plays Hughesy, so it's all there. It's legit. There you go. And it's a bit faded now. This was from a few years ago, for 2019, I think it was. And you know, Beast in Black supported, and it was fantastic. And what more can you say? It was amazing. Floor Jensen was amazing. She didn't only look amazing, the band were amazing, the sound were amazing. Everything was fantastic, and once you've been Nightwished, that's it. So yeah, it was just a fantastic spectacle, and sound wise and everything. It was just so emotional coming on, and the ultimate Nightwish experience, if you're into DVDs, is this bad boy. The last show they ever did with the original singer, I think it was Taja. It was such a spectacle. But Nightwish live are something else, and until you've seen them live in any form, with any lineup, as long as it's the musicians, they are fantastic. But anyway, let's get on the list. I can't explain how good they are live. You've just got to be there. They are one of the best musical acts in the world, if not me. So at number 9, my album ranking, we're going to go with Angels Fall First. This may, a lot of real hardcore Nightwishers there that may say, hey, no, like never. And for me, it has the folk, the Carpenter, it has a lot of folky elements, but sort of Meatloaf fibre as well, and it has the epic and the operatic, but not quite tailored yet, not quite defining their sound. That is why it's at the bottom of the list for me, but it's still a really good album. It is a really good album, and it's really dark, and I highly recommend it, but it's at number 9 for a reason, because it doesn't quite do it for me, but it's still awesome. We're talking Nightwish here, so there's going to be albums that are lower that are still absolutely better than most band stuff. Incredible album, but on number 9 for me. At number 8, She's My Sin, man. Wishmaster is fantastic, and I'm so gutted that I had to put it down there. For every bit of genius on this album, which there is a lot of, I just feel like it ponders compared to others. It's not quite complete. She Is My Sin is absolutely fantastic, and Floor Jensen really does that justice on the Wacken shows. She really does kick ass with that. Kinslayer, great. Wanderlust, Dead Boy's Poem. Ooh, yeah, there's some good stuff on this. Really dark, and again going into the fantasy vibe. This is the desire within, desire within. She's My Sin is beautiful. I love the arrangement. I love the live show. It's a really, really dark song, and I like playing it on acoustic as well. But the album as a whole, for me, doesn't quite do it. At number 7, and this is going to cause major controversy, but Human to Nature. Absolutely brilliant, just not as good as other albums. Over ambitious. I would say it tries too hard. You can go in any direction you can go too far one way. And I think they try to overachieve on this. I don't think you need to do a second CD or a second part with literally just instrumentals. I think at this point you're thinking, okay, is the cat out of the bag? Are you just trying to like make the fill of the score? Even though the score's amazing, you could have just done a separate score for a movie instead of just putting it on this album. So it felt like, what we're going to do here, is our creative, are we at a stopgap? Have we reached our peak? That's how it sounds for me. It is fantastic. Human. Love it. It's beautiful. Music, noise, Shoemaker, great. I love Harvest. Sounds like something you'd hear on The Lion King. I've said that a few times. There's a lot of fantasy in this. Appealing to the family, kid audience. I can hear that. Very Disney. Very Disney. I've said this a few times. Very Disney. You can argue with me. You can say I'm being generic in my assessment. But it sounds Disney to me, the score. The way it's planted. Very adventurous. But losing that gothic route. Which I do like about Nightwish, the symphonic part. They have to still have that meatloafness. They need that darkness. I think it goes away on this. It's more folky, more world sounding, tribal sounding, but less of what I like about Nightwish, which is why it's at number 7. But it is a beautiful album. It's a great album in areas. I love Noise, is great. How's the Heart? Again, and then all the works of nature, all that score is phenomenal. If you've got time, you've got to have a lot of patience for this album. But it's still a good album, at number 7. At number 6, Oceanborn. Stargazer, Geshamay, if I pronounced that right. Probably haven't, but there you go. Oceanborn is sublime for me. This is where the fantasy kicks in. It's like Moondance, the Riddler, the Pharaoh sails to Orion, walking in the air. Tonight, beautiful, sleeping sun. Oh, it's beautiful. Stargazers, Gethsemane, Devil in the Deep Dark Ocean. Really getting into the creative juices now. Sacrament of Wilderness. Yeah, we're getting there, and I love it a lot. The whole. This is adventurous, but with more of the synth, and the synth takes over in the adventure, and it just leaves you going, whoa. For me, and that is why this album is at number 6, Oceanborn, from Stargazers and Gethsemane. Brilliant, beautiful, absolutely wild. Love this album. This is one of the most creative Nightwish albums, and they're really in the stride in terms of musicianship now. It's just, they're off now. This is where you're like, wow, this is incredible. For me, love it. Great fantasy album, very, very visual, and you get the visuals with this album. A lot of time signature changes, and just keeps it always guessing. You're never bored with a Nightwish album. I'm not anyway. At number 5, this is the folky sort of Celtic album. And the singer change was adamant, and you could tell there was a singer change, but you know what? It works, because she's brilliant on this album. For the Heart, Dark Passion Play, by the way, at number 5. I love it. The Poet and the Pendulum, fantastic. Bye Bye Beautiful. Amaranth. I think there's a few songs on here, like Cadence of Her Last Breath and Master Passion Greed, that fill it for me. But as a whole, Ava, Sahara, Who Brings the Night, and then you get to this really Celtic vibe now, and the folk. For the Heart I Once Had, The Islander, Last of the Wilds. Beautiful. 7 Days to the Wolves, Meadows of Heaven. It all syncs together at this descent. Meadows of Heaven. Brilliant. Last of the Wilds, 7 Days to the Wolves. 7 Days to the Poison. Down. Great. It's got grungy elements, alternative, and Meadows of Heaven just absolutely sends it to the stratospheres. Sahara and Eva. Eva's a really good song. That grew on me eventually. But Dark Passion Play, I love For the Heart I Once Had. I really do. I don't know why, I just do. Last of the Wilds is superb. I'm getting excited. Dark Passion Play is fantastic, and I didn't think this album would top it, but the more I listened to this, the more I thought, brilliant. And this is going to be a bit of a controversial one, but it's a better album for me. Took a few listens, and you can't exactly listen to it on a bus, because by the time you get to your stop, it's like, you know, you've only got one song, like Meatloaf and stuff like that, so you don't really get the full. You have to really have patience for these albums. But at number 4, Endless Forms, Most Beautiful, incredible album. The Scope, Shudder Before the Beautiful, Weak Fantasy, Elan. I love the harmonies in this. Yeah, great. Yours is an Empty Hope. Our Decades in the Sun, My Walden. You're watching Game of Thrones, you know, you're watching Braveheart, whatever it is, but cinematic again, but great. My Walden, Endless Forms, Most Beautiful. Endless Forms, Most Beautiful. Eden Maru, love, great song, the greatest show on earth. This album's flawless. Shudder Before the Beautiful, Weak Fantasy is fantastic. Everything about the rhythm section on this album is fantastic. It is superb. There's a lot of rhythm going in this album. They mix the folk, the jangly side of it. So historical. Again, very creative. And what Nightwish album isn't creative? I mean, that's the problem. They surpass themselves every album. So at number 4, Endless Forms, Most Beautiful. I'm going to try and keep it short today. Under 20. At number 3, it is the absolutely dark and fantastic Once. And you may think, why is this not at number 1? Well, because I just don't think it should be, but it's still sublime. Dark Chest of Wonders, Wish I Had an Angel, Nemo. This was the breakthrough. This was like the Nevermind for Nightwish for me. Creek Mary's Blood, Planet Hell. Creek Mary's Blood, man. Beautiful. Dead Gardens, Romanticide's good. Ghost Love Score, when you hear that live, you're like, you're like, you're possessed, sort of. It's a bit scary, but you're like, you feel it, you feel immortal. Hearing that live was powerful. Yeah, very much so. Higher Than Hope, Kulama Teku Tajizan. Am I getting these pronunciations correct? If I'm not, correct me. Just in there. Nemo, Planet Hell, Wish I Had an Angel, fantastic. Dark Chest of Wonders, it's just so energetic, so mean sounding, this so like direct. Planet Hell, again, just levels. Each album at this point was going, but I have preferences, and this album at number 2, which will be a lot of diehards number 1, I understand this, but it's my number 2. But people might go, what? But hey, that's what I feel. Century Child. Wow. This was the best they got Gothic wise for me. This was the best they ever got to the Gothic, and definitely Ever Dream Ever Felt the Way I Need It. Oh man. Century Child is the album that solidified them as a class, like a really powerful act now in the music industry. For me, it is superb, and it's one of them you can't really find on Spotify. You can only get bits, but Dead to the World. Dead to the world. Dead to the world. The score, again, oh, it's dark. It really does hit your core, this album. Bless the Child, End of All Hope, Slaying the Dreamer, Forever Yours, Ocean Soul, Phantom of the Opera to end it, but Forever Yours, whoo, again, just darkness seeps all around this album. This album's quite brutal in its direction, and I love it. I love the darkness in this. This was when they were the best at the Gothic, most definitely, for me. This was the best they got in the Gothic. Better than Once for me in this. Bless the Child, Ever Dream. Oh. It just has tension all around it, this album, and that's what I love about it. Dark, meatloafy vibes in there, Gothic and symphonic. Beautiful mix of the lot, and this was vocally superb in the opera department. Taja, insane, which takes us to number one. Now this album, and it's a shame because it doesn't have the best singer on it, and it doesn't, like, and I don't think any even the singers would argue like who the best singers in Nightwish are. We know the ones that suit recordings, and the one that suits recordings the best was the lady on this album, and I should know her name, and I feel ashamed that I don't. But because she was there for 2 albums and then she left, is it Eva? This is insane, this album. Aginarium at number 1. The whole build-up. This is the best it got to that Batman scope on that real Gotham vibe. And I love the vibe, the burlesque, the cabaret, the goth. I think that's what I like. Plus it has elements of goth. Very Batman Returns meets Crow. Plus it also has the folkiness. And this, if you're going on cinematic, and the score is absolutely insane on this album for me. Story time, the build from beginning to end, the pacing of this album, for me, is the best. There's not an album better than Imaginarium for me. And I was going to do my little, like, show you the albums, but the light just, there you go, there's Imaginarium. You know the albums if you've got them, and if you haven't, well, it's too late. I may as well just talk you through them. Any real diehard Nightwish fans know the albums anyway. Number 1 has to be Imaginarium. It is absolutely incredible. I Want My Tears Back. I never even used to like Ghost Love Score. Not Ghost Love Score. It was one of them where I'd skip to the singles and just like them, like Story Time, I Want My Tears Back, which is just sensational. It really is. Ghost River. And Slow Love, Slow Down. Scare Tale, Aberrask, got that Riddle sort of vibes. And then again, Turn Loose the Mermaids, Rest Calm, The Crow, the Owl and the Dove, and Last Ride of the Day, and Song of Myself. Nightwish always end albums really killer. Like, they start strong, have great middle parts, but then the ending part is just like just a tear fest. And from Turn Loose the Mermaids to Rest Calm to The Crow, the Owl and the Dove, got to be it. The Darkness, Rest Calm, man. Drawn can hear the whole composition in the head, like can hear like play. It's genius. It is just incredible. Last Ride of the Day, love the ending to that. A Song of Myself, The Crow, the Owl and the Dove. Man, Turn Loose, The Mermaids, insane. Not forgetting like Ghost River. River down, down, beautiful. Quirky. The most quirky Nightwish got for me, and I love that because it's dark and it's quirky. It probably sums up my character and why I like this album so much, because it's got the quirk, it's got the cheek, it's got the dark, it's got the manic, it's got the extrovert, but it's also got the passion and the songs and the darkness. I can't tell you how good this album is. I can only say it's the best Nightwish album for me, bar none. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. As after all that, that's all I say. It's just a movie. Guys, it's insane. It's a tear. It really is. I don't think you come out of a Nightwish experience without crying every time. Like, that's how good they are, man. When you can get people to cry that bad, whether it's emotion, whether something speaks to you, it's not like the lyrics are saying anything like streetwise, but the music talks and the vocal delivery. And this is why Nightwish are so different to everyone else, especially on Aginarium. The performance outweighs what you'd call authentic. They are great entertainers, but the music makes you emotional. And the delivery, doesn't have to be like Bob Dylan. They don't have to speak to you on a personal level on this album, because they're that damn good at playing and performing, and the music makes you feel that way. They could be singing about dolphins and dragons. It doesn't matter. As proven. Because I'm not one of those that seriously listens to their lyrics on a deep level. The music takes it for me. The music makes me upset and happy and euphoric and like just everything in one. And that is why Nightwish are one of the best bands on earth ever. And that is why Aginarium is my favourite album, because it encapsulates all of this in one album. Even the weaker ones like Scaretale and Aberrask are still good setups, because to have a great album, you need your team players. You like a football team, like whatever team, you need your back, the ones that are going to take a back seat just to move it forward. That's why this is a great album, because it doesn't try in every aspect. It sets it up perfectly. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes poise, it takes delivery, it takes craftsmanship, and it takes some of the best melodies I've ever heard, as long with the score and the bridges, tunnels, frigging walkways, drive-bys, frigging air carries. I don't know, man. Waterfalls. That's where Nightwish take you on this album. Asylums. They take you everywhere. I'm out. Aginarium is imaginative. It's my favourite Nightwish album. I'm glad you enjoyed my video. Tell me yours. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Good. It's your opinion. Tell me what you think. If you agree, put it in there. If you disagree, put it in there. I want to see your top albums. And tell me why you agree or disagree, and I'll read your list and agree or disagree with you. And that's cool. Whatever your choice of Nightwish album, I am good with. We are all fans of this band. And if we're not, become one. Check them out. My favourite album is Aginarium. And I'm going to read the list one more time. Angels Fall First, Wishmaster, Human to Nature, Oceanborn, Dark Passion Play, Endless Forms Most Beautiful, At Three Once, At 2 Century Child, and at number 1, Aginarium. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, one love, take care of each other. I'm glad you've enjoyed this video, because I've really enjoyed doing it. Nightwish are beyond words at times. Peace.